Hi, good evening. Today we'll discuss more about the customers. Do you know why many companies do not make much progress in revenue or profits? Because they think that the customer is a nuisance and the feedback given by them is bullshit. I'm sorry to use these harsh words. Yes, it is a fact. Many companies will not accept this or admit this. The feedback given by the customer or the sales staff is not taken seriously and acted upon. So, as it goes, many companies probably ignore the important management fundamental that is being ignored today is staying close to the customer to satisfy his needs and anticipate his wants. In too many companies, the customer has become a bloody nuisance whose unpredictable behavior damages carefully made strategic plans. Plans have to be tailored around customers' needs, is it not? So, and many companies think that the customer's activities mess up computer operations and who stubbornly insist that purchased product should work. Well, such customers will cease to exist in this competitive scenario of cutthroat competitive market. Customer gives feedback saying that this machine is not performing well or my line has stopped or your sales representative has not done this or I have not got this response. Such feedback is very vital and key to the progress of the company because many customers do not give this feedback or many companies do not listen to this feedback. That is how they end up losing the sales, the customer, the business, and the profit, and they go to bankruptcy. Many companies will not admit this. They think that what they do is right. They go as per the production plan, inventory plan, purchase plan, cash flow plan, and so on. According to that, they tailor make the production, sales plan, everything. They think that the customer has to dance to the tunes of our production plan and our inventory plan and so on. Unfortunately, it is not so anymore in this competitive situation. Many companies think that the problems reported by the customer are, are not so important. They don't attend to it in time. If the line has stopped, we have to go in detail and find out why their line has stopped. Some companies charge millions for every second of the line stoppage. Why? Toyota does it. For valid reasons. That is when the supplier take the customer seriously. Unfortunately, it is true. In these just-in-time days. I would like to quote another instance, maybe little earlier in the days. In IBM, there was a sales managers meeting where the customer complaints were being discussed. Are you surprised that customer complaints are being discussed and analyzed and actions taken upon? Well, maybe for some companies it may be a news or it may be a surprise that such meetings are being done. Well, IBM takes their customers very seriously or took their customers very seriously. Mr. Watson, Senior Watson, walked into the meeting where 20 sales managers were sitting. There were a heap of papers, files on the table kept. with customer complaints reading, technical issues, commercial issues, product issues, and so on. Mr. Watson took a look at all those papers. He just walked up to the table, faced the 20 sales heads of the various states, and simply said, "There is no problem. Only problem in this room is that many of you do not take the customer seriously. Period." And he swept away all those heaps of papers containing R&D issues, technical issues, commercial issues. He swept those papers aside and said, "Well, you guys don't take the customer seriously, address that problem," and turned around and walked away from that room. Can you imagine the condition of those 20 sales heads in the room? Many were wondering whether they will have their jobs next day. That is a company which took the customers seriously. And IBM was an excellent company, was rated an excellent company. Maybe they did not kept in pace with the technology, but they focused on service and customer. Well, they excelled it. Well, they excelled in their department. I would like to quote another example from my own experience. I used to work in an Arab Sheikh company in Gulf. I am not naming the company. It is one of the biggest in Gulf. In Oman, I would say. In Gulf and Oman both. One of the biggest enterprise. They were marketing Toyota, MAN, GM, Ford, and many other dealerships, prime dealerships. The marketing head, whatever he says, all other departments will just follow. You must be thinking that I am crazy. No. Sorry, gentlemen. When a marketing head walks into a meeting, in that meeting there could be parts guys, there could be service guys, there could be R&D guys, and so on. Everybody will be there. When marketing guys walk into the department or in the meeting, everybody will be tensed and they will start thinking what this guy is going to talk today and what issue he is going to refer about the customer. They will be ready. Once the customer issues are listed, immediately the serviceman or partsman or others will take action upon, and then they will give commitment to the marketing head who is dealing with the vehicle sales and give their commitment. And as to when that will be done, when it will be sorted out. Well, if it is not done before next 2-3 days time, the matter will naturally go to the chairman, and I leave the rest to your imagination. That company today is one of the biggest enterprise in the Gulf. Why? Simply because the customer was taken seriously, and whatever customer said went up to the watchman or the lowest grade in the parts or service department, and they ran to meet that customer requirement. They will dismantle parts from a new vehicle, condemn it, and then supply that part to a vehicle which is stranded in some remote corner of Gulf. They will say, okay, let the sales of new vehicle suffer, no problem. But the customer whose vehicle is stranded in Gulf, that corner should not suffer. So that is the kind of response we used to give in such remote places. Why I am referring to that is, whichever may be the company, when they do not take customers seriously or their feedback seriously, it is very difficult to sustain the operations and sales and profitability. Well, I would like to bring about more videos on the importance of being close to the customer in the next few days to come. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for your time. Good day.